Generation 2, for all its silliness, did produce some absolute bangers for toys in its short run. One of the probably universally agreed upon greats was the Dreadwing and Smokescreen figures. This set was so good, it just kept coming back for several years after with new colors. And at one point, I had quite a few versions of it. Sadly, I sold them all a long time ago. I always regretted the loss of one set in particular, and I'm very happy to say that after a very long time of waiting for the right price, I finally got it back in my collection. Let's talk about Beast Wars Seconds, Starscream and BB.
If you like this content, you should consider supporting the channel.
That was awesome, Motormaster. Thank you.
And if you don't support us, I will head straight to your home, take my sword, and drive it into your...
Okay. That was great. Let's get some lunch.
I could really go for some sashimi.
Beast Wars Second, Starscream and BB is an interesting pair. Now, I'm not just nostalgic for this Starscream because I happened to voice him in a fan dub years ago, but this is also probably up there as one of my favorite versions of the character. Starscreams through the ages, like the Doctor, are all variations of the same theme. Each incarnation just emphasizes different core aspects of the same personality. Beast Wars Second Starscream was just as ambitious as the others, but he focused more on the guile and cleverness of a Starscream, and let his bruiser buddy BB do most of the heavy hitting while he did the talking. And that's what I like about this pair. Starscream is like the short, overcompensating loudmouth bully in high school, and BB is his dim-witted, loyal muscle. Looking at BB, he fits the role perfectly. The robot mode is a rotund mass of jet parts, with 4 very articulated limbs to support it. I love the color choices on both figures. The black looks fantastic, highlighted by the purple, silver, and translucent yellow. I could be wrong, but I believe the color choices were inspired by the unreleased G2 ATB Megatron and Starscream version of these toys. But either way, the unified colors between the two, and along with the vastly different sizes, makes for a fantastic toy set. BB's biggest fault is probably the leg design. He has no real hips to speak of, but the real problem is the lack of ankle supports. This, coupled with his top-heavy nature, means he falls over a lot. But I still can't help finding joy in the design still, especially with the absolutely massive shoulder cannon that he's sporting. Starscream, on the other hand, is shorter, slimmer, and way easier to get into crazy poses. I love this design for him. He's rocking some classic Jetformer design influences that you would expect on a Starscream, like the cockpit chest and the back wings. But along with the color scheme, he's also sporting a very unique, un-Starscream-like head. And honestly, it works really well for me. While BB gets the shoulder launcher, Starscream is also no slouch with his giant twin handheld blasters. All of these weapons can be loaded up with huge yellow missiles, and fired with the spring-loaded eye-injuring power that only the toys of old could boast. Transforming Starscream and BB is a treat. Starscream offers some interesting twists to get to his sleek-looking fighter jet form, and you can mount the launchers on his sides to complete the look. BB, on the other hand, is surprisingly simple, despite being the larger toy, and results in what is still to this day one of the coolest-looking bomber designs I've ever seen on a Transformer. The colors look even better in these modes. I love the decals on these guys, with lots of added details and symbols. This makes the yellows and purples pop across both figures. And even though I'm not a huge fan of chrome, I love the use of it as a trim on BB's wings. The cannon rotates to sling under BB's jet form, and it all just comes together to create an insanely cool silhouette. But when things get really tough, Starscream can actually dock with BB to form a superjet. This mode doesn't really add all that much, other than fill in the empty back of BB's bomber mode. But it's neat. If you click Starscream in all the way, it also triggers the release levers of BB's wings, which would prompt you to transform him into his final mode, that of a massive missile tank. This is a fantastic mode that I personally like to display him in, because you can pop Starscream out and have him ride on BB, just like in the show. I love this set, for so many reasons, and I'm so happy to have it back in my collection. If you have never experienced a version of these molds, there's lots to choose from, and I definitely encourage you to check it out if you can. It's a fantastic design that is a wonderful showcase of some of the great things that started for Transformers during the often overlooked era of Generation 2.
Well, you could just move on to the next video, or you could click the subscribe button. Yes, go on. Indeed.